Let's bring in retired U.S. Navy Captain Chuck Nash right now to get his perspective on everything that we're hearing right now. I do want to let you know we are waiting on this tape playback, as our viewers have gotten to know it very well from the White House. So we may have to interrupt you. But what do you first make of these comments coming from the president and from Kellyanne Conway, more importantly, about the timing of the summit with the North Koreans?
I think they're consistent, Cheryl, and that is, look, we're not the one that, has asked for a deal. The North Koreans are the ones that are asking for a deal. And what are they willing to give up? And the one thing that President Trump is not going to do is make a deal like the Iran deal, which he just recently pulled out of because it was a bad deal. So if he pulled out of that, the last thing you can expect from him is to, be like a trout on a lure and dive on some bad deal.
Yeah, well, I mean, the deal that the North Koreans seem to be pointing to, and we're getting this, of course, from North Korean officials and also their news agency, is that they want this to be some kind of phased-in, slower process where the North Koreans slowly denuclearize. But I have to push back on one thing here. We know that their nuclear site, from several reports they have not confirmed, was destroyed. Almost destroyed. I guess it was about 3 weeks ago. So what kind of negotiation can the North Koreans do if they actually don't have nuclear capabilities anymore? We can't confirm this, but a lot of reports say that test site is almost demolished.
And the operative word there is test. It's a test site. We don't know how many nuclear weapons they've already constructed and that they have in being. So they are a nuclear power. I think we can admit that without giving anything away. So therefore, the issue becomes, what is it that Kim needs where he feels comfortable backing away from the edge of the cliff? Because what we don't want is we don't want him to continue down this militarization of taking those warheads, those nuclear weapons, and literally putting them in a position where he's testing not nuclear weapons, he's testing ballistic missiles that can deliver those nuclear weapons.
Right.
We're trying to back him away from that.
And the missiles, as far as we know, are still in working order. That is a great point.
Absolutely.
I'm glad you brought that up. What do you make of the rhetoric from the regime? I mean, look, past presidents and past advisors to presidents who have been on Fox Business have told us over and over, you cannot trust the North Koreans. You cannot trust them to do what they say, and you can't trust them when they make a promise. Do you think that we're going to get more empty rhetoric and empty promises from Kim Jong Un if this summit happens? And that's a big if right now.
If the summit happens is one thing. What comes out of the summit is completely different. We don't know. But I don't think President Trump is willing to take anybody's word in North Korea for anything. History, as you point out, has shown that that's not a good play. If you're a percentage player, what you're going to look for is some kind of an inspection regime that is very intrusive. And the other thing that you're probably going to look for is to give North Korea the comfort. They've already pointed out, their first foreign minister already came out and said, look, the National Security Advisor, John Bolton, is saying you've got to take the Libyan version of this and completely denuclearize. Well, Kim Jong Un sitting up there going, yeah, and what happened to Muammar Gaddafi when he gave up his nukes?
Right.
So, there has to be some kind of a process where it is intrusive, it is inspected, it is verified, but leads toward the eventual denuclearization with the proviso that perhaps China enters into a mutual defense treaty with North Korea. We already have one with South Korea. So therefore, you have two superpowers guaranteeing the political entities of North and South, and then let them work out the eventual reunification.
Do you think that China is in a weaker or a stronger negotiating position right now when it comes to North Korea? We have never seen, and this is what President Trump has done, we've never seen pressure like this get put on the North Koreans and the Chinese to basically stop their activities. We've known for decades that the Chinese have protected North Korea, in particular because it's a labor force that they can utilize in China, and they've done that for decades, and that's where the human rights abuses have come from, frankly, the stories that we see. So where is China in all of this now? Do you think that China is more of an ally to us now than they were?
I think they're in a stronger position vis-a-vis negotiation because the United States is counting on them to do something. So there's a little bit of leverage there. The other thing with the North Koreans is they don't want a bunch of starving people trying to swim across the river and come to their borders. The other thing is North Korea exports a tremendous amount of their coal directly to China, and China needs that coal. The other thing is The North Koreans have 5 hydroelectric dams, 4 of which supply power to China, and only one dam's worth of electricity gets into the Hermit Kingdom. So that's why it's dark out there at night.
Well, and again, the economic sanctions. I mean, we have put more economic pressure on North Korea. This administration has, and a big piece of that has been, of course, the Treasury Secretary and the Treasury Department, more so than we've ever seen with past presidents.
Yeah, and those things normally take time to work. That's just it. Sanctions are like a diet. You don't lose 20 pounds overnight. It's a consistent thing. It takes time. You've got to work at it. And the danger is that you take them off too soon. And if you do, don't expect any results.